Every morning at 6:00 a.m., Mr. Takashi, a 78-year-old man living in a small town outside Kyoto, rises gently from his futon stretches by the window and quietly prepares his breakfast. It's always simple: a bowl of warm miso soup, a spoonful of natto steamed rice, and a cup of roasted barley tea. No pills, no fuss. Yet his doctor visits have become rare. In Japan, people like Mr. Takashi are not an exception. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging, elderly Japanese who follow a traditional breakfast routine experience fewer chronic illnesses, better digestion, and stronger immune responses even without relying on medications. What's their secret? It begins with what they eat, especially in the morning. Today we'll explore 6 healing foods you can add to your breakfast that may help your body naturally restore balance and vitality. These are not magic pills, but time-tested habits from the world's longest-living elders. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why morning is the golden time for natural healing. There's a quiet kind of magic in the early morning hours before the world wakes, before the noise returns. For our bodies, this time is more than peaceful, it's powerful. In traditional Japanese culture, mornings are seen as sacred, a time to align the body with nature's rhythm. And science is starting to agree. While we sleep, our bodies go into repair mode. Cells regenerate, inflammation decreases, and hormones shift back into balance. But the real transformation happens right after we wake up, when the body is clean, rested, and most receptive to nourishment. Japanese elders have long followed a simple belief: asa wa inochi no hajimari. Morning is the beginning of life. In villages across Okinawa, elders rise with the sun, eat small purposeful breakfasts, and take a short walk before the day truly begins. This gentle routine supports something modern medicine calls homeostasis, our body's natural ability to heal and stabilize itself. Studies from the National Institute of Health have shown that what we eat within the first 90 minutes of waking can significantly influence blood sugar metabolism and even immune response throughout the day. Skipping breakfast or eating processed food in a rush puts the body on the defensive, like starting the day in a storm. But when we choose healing foods, light, fermented, mineral-rich ingredients that have been part of the Japanese diet for centuries, we give ourselves a message: you are safe, you have what you need, begin to heal. One Japanese doctor once said, "Breakfast is not a meal, it's medicine." A warm bowl of miso soup gently wakes the stomach. A spoonful of natto activates the gut and clears the blood. Steamed rice provides energy that doesn't spike or crash. And simple teas made from roasted grains or herbs hydrate the organs without the acidity of coffee. The Japanese do not treat breakfast as a luxury. They treat it as a quiet ritual of self-respect, especially in old age. And here's the good news: it's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, your body still listens, still responds, still heals. So if you've been waking up tired, stiff, or feeling off, perhaps your body isn't failing you. Maybe it's just missing the kind of gentle care it was designed for. Miso soup, nurturing the gut, awakening the immune system. In the soft morning light of a Kyoto kitchen, a pot begins to simmer. The scent is gentle, earthy, salty, warm. It's miso soup, a staple of the Japanese breakfast that has quietly supported generations of long-living elders. This humble bowl is more than food. It's a message to the body: you are cared for. Miso is made by fermenting soybeans with salt and a beneficial mold called koji. In Japan, families often prepare it with wakame seaweed, tofu scallions, and sometimes a slice of daikon radish. But no matter the variation, the heart of the dish remains the same: it's alive. Unlike many Western soups that are boiled at high heat, miso is added after cooking to preserve its living probiotics, tiny organisms that help nourish the gut. For those over 60, this is a quiet miracle. Why? Because as we age, the gut microbiome, the ecosystem of good bacteria in our digestive system, begins to weaken. This doesn't just affect digestion, it affects mood, immunity, and even how our body absorbs nutrients. A balanced gut is like a well-tuned orchestra, but when it falls out of harmony, we feel it in every part of our health. Miso soup helps restore that harmony. A 2018 study published in the Frontiers in Immunology journal showed that fermented foods like miso can increase the diversity of gut bacteria, reduce inflammation, and support immune regulation. Especially for older adults, this means fewer infections, less bloating, and a greater sense of vitality. But in Japan, miso soup is not seen as a treatment, it's simply part of life. There's a beautiful phrase in Japanese, ichiju isai, meaning one soup, one side dish. It reflects the simplicity of a traditional meal. A bowl of rice, a bowl of soup, and one small dish. Nothing more. Yet in this modest practice lies profound nourishment. Take Mrs. Yamada, an 84-year-old woman living alone in the countryside of Shikoku. Every morning, she prepares her miso soup with care, adding wakame, which strengthens bones, and a bit of tofu for gentle protein. She eats slowly in silence, often with a view of the garden. She says, "It calms me, and my stomach never complains." This isn't a miracle. It's a rhythm, one that respects the body's pace. If you're trying miso soup for the first time, start simple. Use organic miso paste, preferably unpasteurized, and stir it gently into warm water, never boiling. Add soft ingredients like tofu or seaweed and sip slowly. Let the warmth coat your insides. Let it remind your cells to wake up gently. You don't need to move to Japan to live like this. You only need a pot, a spoon, and a few minutes of quiet care. Fermented rice. Okayu, gentle on the stomach, restoring from within. When someone in Japan is recovering from illness, there is one dish they always turn to, first okayu. It's soft, warm, and soothing. Rice porridge gently simmered with water until it becomes creamy and easy to digest. Sometimes flavored with just a pinch of salt, a few slices of ginger, or a bit of umeboshi plum for balance. It looks simple. It is, and that's why it works. Unlike heavy Western breakfasts, toast with butter-fried eggs, sausage okayu gives your digestive system a break. It doesn't ask much from the stomach. Instead, it gives back. Especially for older adults, digestion tends to slow down. Acid levels decrease. The lining of the stomach becomes more delicate. This can lead to discomfort, acid reflux, or feeling full too quickly. That's where okayu comes in. Made traditionally with fermented rice that has been soaked overnight, okayu does more than fill your belly. It nourishes your gut lining and feeds the body in a way that requires almost no effort. It's the food equivalent of a warm bath. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology found that consuming warm, easily digestible meals in the morning helped reduce gastrointestinal inflammation and improve nutrient absorption in older adults. The same study pointed out that foods with soft textures and high moisture like rice porridge can support healing in those with chronic stomach sensitivities. Japanese elders have known this for generations. In a quiet neighborhood outside Osaka, 76-year-old Mr. Hiroshi begins every morning with a bowl of okayu made from brown rice and topped with grated daikon radish. It's a habit he picked up from his grandmother, who told him, "The softer the food, the stronger the healing." He says it helps him feel light but full, and his digestion has never been better. Some versions of okayu include bone broth or miso for added minerals. Others use barley or millet instead of rice. But the principle is always the same: start the day by honoring the stomach. You can easily try this at home. Use 1 part rice to 5 parts water. Simmer on low heat for about 40 minutes until the grains break down and the mixture thickens. Add gentle toppings, maybe cooked pumpkin, a soft boiled egg, or a sprinkle of sesame seeds. Eat slowly, without distraction. In Japanese culture, the morning is not rushed. It's quiet, intentional. And okayu fits perfectly into that rhythm. It's not just a food for the sick, it's a food for anyone who wants to start their day with care. Natto cleansing the blood, guarding the heart. At first glance, natto might not seem like a superfood. It's sticky, stringy, and carries a strong, earthy aroma that many people even in Japan need time to get used to. But beneath that humble and sometimes odd appearance lies one of the most powerful healing foods for the aging body. Natto is made by fermenting soybeans with a unique bacteria called Bacillus subtilis. The result is not just protein-rich beans, but a living food packed with enzymes that may help the body fight its most silent threat, blood clotting. You see, as we age, our blood vessels naturally stiffen, cholesterol builds up, circulation slows, and with it, the risk of heart attacks and strokes increases. In the United States, stroke is the 5th leading cause of death, and many of these strokes are caused by blood clots that form without warning. This is where natto shines. A 2017 study published in the Scientific Reports Journal found that an enzyme in natto called nattokinase has the remarkable ability to dissolve fibrin, a protein involved in blood clot formation. In simpler terms, it helps the blood flow freely, reducing the risk of clots, improving circulation, and even gently lowering blood pressure. In Japan, it's common for elders to eat a small serving of natto in the morning, often with chopped green onions, a bit of mustard and soy sauce served over warm rice. It's not just a tradition, it's a quiet act of protection. Take the story of Mrs. Fumiko, age 81, who lives with her husband in the mountains of Nagano. Her father passed away from a stroke at 67, and ever since she has been careful about her heart health. Every morning, rain or shine, she eats a small bowl of natto, even though she admits it took her years to enjoy the taste. It's not for the mouth, she says with a smile, it's for the blood. What's beautiful is that natto doesn't work like a drug. It doesn't force the body. It supports it gently, consistently through food. For those who may be sensitive to medications or want to reduce their dependence on pills, natto offers a natural alternative worth considering. If you're trying natto for the first time, start small. Look for frozen or refrigerated natto in Asian grocery stores. Many now offer milder versions with added flavors. Stir it well until the strings form and mix it with a bit of rice. The texture might surprise you, but let yourself be curious. The body is more forgiving than we think. Even if your arteries have grown stiff, even if your heart feels tired, foods like natto remind us that repair is always possible. Mujicha, the coffee alternative that calms inflammation. Imagine starting your morning not with a jolt, but with a deep breath. Not with caffeine-fueled urgency, but with calm clarity. That's the experience of drinking Mujicha roasted barley tea, a beloved morning ritual for many older adults in Japan. Golden brown in color, nutty in flavor, and entirely caffeine-free Mujicha is more than a drink. It's a gesture of kindness to the body, especially for those over 60 whose systems are more sensitive to stress, acidity, and inflammation. Unlike coffee, which can irritate the stomach, increase heart rate, and disrupt sleep later in the day, mujicha does the opposite. It soothes, it cools, it heals. In traditional Japanese households, especially during warmer months, mujicha is brewed in the early morning and left to cool on the kitchen counter. It's served at breakfast during morning walks and sipped quietly after light stretching. For elders, this tea becomes a gentle rhythm part, hydration part medicine. But what exactly makes mujicha so special? A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food in 2015 found that roasted barley extract contains compounds called polyphenols that exhibit strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. These help lower blood pressure, reduce swelling in joints, and even improve blood sugar regulation, all crucial for aging bodies. Even more, mujicha has natural properties that help with digestion. It can reduce bloating and gently support liver function, especially important for those on medications or with slower metabolism. And for people prone to nighttime leg cramps or dehydration, starting the day with a mineral-rich, non-caffeinated tea makes a noticeable difference. Mrs. Haruka, age 85, living on the outskirts of Sapporo, shared her morning habit, a small cup of mujicha before breakfast, while watching birds from her garden window. She hasn't had coffee in 20 years. I sleep better, my knees feel better, and it makes my stomach happy, she says with a quiet laugh. If you're looking to reduce caffeine but still crave something warm and comforting in the morning, mujicha is a beautiful choice. You can find roasted barley tea bags in most Asian grocery stores or online. Brew it like regular tea boil for 5 to 10 minutes, or steep overnight in cool water for a smoother flavor. It can be enjoyed warm in the winter or iced in the summer. No sugar, no additives. Just the rich, toasty essence of roasted barley. Sometimes the smallest shifts bring the biggest peace. Wakame nourishing the bones. Restoring lost minerals. In the cool, salty breeze of coastal Japan, fishermen still rise before dawn to harvest one of the country's quietest superfoods, wakame seaweed. Soft green and slippery wakame often floats unnoticed in bowls of miso soup. But don't let its delicate appearance fool you. This sea vegetable is a powerhouse of minerals, especially for aging bones. As we grow older, our bones naturally begin to lose density. Calcium levels drop, joints ache. The risk of fractures and osteoporosis increases, especially among women after menopause. While supplements are common, traditional Japanese diets have long addressed this challenge through food, specifically through sea vegetables like wakame. Wakame is rich in calcium, magnesium, iodine, and fucoidan, a unique compound found only in seaweeds that has been shown to reduce inflammation and support immune function. A 2016 study in the Journal of Applied Phycology found that regular consumption of wakame was linked to better bone mineral density and lower rates of osteoporosis in postmenopausal women in coastal Japan. But more than the numbers, it's the simplicity of how wakame is used that makes it so powerful. In Japanese kitchens, wakame is rarely eaten alone. It's folded into soups tossed with cucumbers in light vinegar dressings, or gently warmed in morning porridge. It doesn't try to steal the spotlight, it simply supports the whole body from the background. For elders like Mr. Tanaka, age 82, wakame is part of his daily rhythm. I don't think about it much, he says. It's just what we eat. His knees are still strong enough for him to walk 2 miles to the community center every morning. His secret good soup, warm legs, and wakame. If you've never tried it, wakame is easy to prepare. You can find it dried in most Asian grocery stores. Soak a small handful in warm water for 5 minutes, and it will expand into soft, silky leaves. Add it to miso soup, stir it into rice, or make a simple salad with sesame oil and vinegar. It's not just the minerals, it's also the sea. The trace elements found in wakame come directly from ocean water, offering a type of nourishment hard to find on land. In Japanese culture, sea vegetables are seen as balancing, grounding, and deeply restorative, especially for older adults who may be deficient without even realizing it. Your bones don't just need strength, they need softness too, a quiet kind of care. Soft-boiled eggs and steamed vegetables. Preserving muscle slowing, aging. In a quiet Tokyo suburb, 79-year-old Mrs. Saito prepares breakfast for herself each morning the same way her mother once did: a perfectly soft-boiled egg, a handful of steamed carrots and green beans, and a small bowl of rice. No meat, no heavy seasoning. Just simplicity, warm, colorful, and kind. While it may look modest, this meal is doing something powerful behind the scenes. It's helping her maintain what so many older adults quietly lose: muscle. After age 60, our bodies naturally begin to lose muscle mass, a condition known as sarcopenia. This doesn't just affect strength, it affects balance, mobility, independence, and even immunity. And it can sneak up slowly without pain. The good news: it's reversible. And one of the gentlest ways to support your muscles without turning to protein shakes or heavy meals is by including high-quality, easy-to-digest protein every morning. In Japan, that often comes from eggs. Soft-boiled eggs are rich in complete protein, meaning they provide all 9 essential amino acids needed for muscle repair and growth. They're also gentle on digestion, especially when cooked just enough so the yolk remains golden and creamy. No frying, no butter, just warm water and thyme. Alongside the egg, steamed vegetables play a key role. In Japanese breakfasts, you'll often find ninjin carrots, kabocha, Japanese pumpkin, or komatsuna mustard spinach, lightly steamed and served without oil. These vegetables are high in fiber, antioxidants, and crucial micronutrients like vitamin K, potassium, and folate, all of which support muscle function and bone health. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed a combination of protein and antioxidants in the morning maintained significantly more muscle mass than those who ate heavier meals later in the day. In simpler terms, what you eat at breakfast can shape how you stand, walk, and move for years to come. But more than nutrients, there's a mindset behind this style of eating. In Japan, meals are not rushed. They're quiet moments of respect. The food is small, but the attention is large. Mrs. Saito says she never eats with the television on. Instead, she looks out the window, feels the warmth of the teacup in her hand, and chews slowly. This gentle presence doesn't just help with digestion. It reminds the body to stay calm, to receive nourishment deeply. If you're trying this at home, start with 1 soft-boiled egg in the morning and a small side of steamed vegetables, whatever's in season. Sprinkle a touch of sea salt or a splash of tamari soy sauce if you like. Serve warm, eat without distraction. It's not just about feeding the body. It's about telling yourself each morning you're still strong. You still deserve care. Gentle reminders. How to start. 1 morning at a time. You don't have to change everything all at once. In fact, the Japanese way is never about extremes. It's about consistency. Small steps deeply done. So if these 6 healing foods feel new to you, take a breath. Begin with just 1. Maybe tomorrow you swap your morning coffee for a warm cup of mujicha. The next day, you try a bowl of simple miso soup. The following week, perhaps you stir a little wakame into your rice, or softly boil an egg. There's no perfect order. What matters most is the intention behind it, feeding your body with care and allowing it time to respond. In Japan, change is seen as something seasonal, something gentle. The elderly don't rush, they adjust. They let their bodies guide them. And so can you. If grocery stores feel unfamiliar, start small. Try a local Asian market or ask a younger family member to help you order miso or natto online. Let it be a family moment, not a burden. Even the simple act of waking up, heating water, and sitting down with something warm and nourishing can shift your day. Your body, no matter your age, is still listening. And it doesn't take much to remind it you are still growing, still healing, still alive. Every sunrise is a new beginning, and what you place on your plate each morning is more than food. It's a quiet promise to your body that healing is still possible. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin softly, gently, one bite at a time. If today's video spoke to you, I'd love to hear what's one small change you'll try this week. Share it in the comments and let's grow together. And please remember, the information shared here is for educational purposes only. It may not apply to everyone and is not a substitute for medical advice. If you have concerns about your health, speak to your doctor or healthcare provider. If you think you may be experiencing a medical emergency, contact your physician or call emergency services immediately. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, stay kind to your mornings. Your body is listening.